Don't make your brown eyes blue or green eyes red or something like that. BBC Radio Berkshire, very good morning to you. It's coming up to 10:15. Now, in the studio I have with me Peter Webb, and on the phone, in a couple of moments, I will have the great man himself, Gary Wiltshire. Now, Peter is from Hook, and he has worked a scientific approach to gambling, which he believes, if you do it right, guarantees you a win. What does it mean? How does it work?
Well, I think probably the best example is Don't Push It in the Grand National today.
Right.
When the market opens...
Peter, you need to put your earphones on. I know it'll make you look less attractive, but you'll be able to listen to Gary Wiltshire exploding in a moment.
Thank you. I do look attractive, don't I?
Absolutely marvellous.
Yeah, Don't Push It, when the Grand National market opened, was at quite large odds. And typically, you see the winner get backed in quite heavily, so I figured that Don't Push It was at quite large odds.
OK, hold on a second. Things like backed in and all that sort of thing mean nothing to people who only have one bet every year.
OK.
And it's the Grand National. So when Don't Push It, which won last year under Tony McCoy...
Yep.
Oh, when the market opened, he was what, 20-1?
Yeah.
Right.
And my anticipation was that his price would get much shorter. So by backing him at a large price...
Right.
And waiting for people to start backing, which is exactly what's happened now...
Right.
Then I was able to effectively sell the bet back to the market and net the profit between the two.
Who did you sell it back to?
On a betting exchange, you can have loads of people that want to either back or lay. And
so basically, you have turned sports betting into the equivalent of the commodities market.
Effectively, yeah.
You're buying high...
Selling low.
And selling low.
Yeah. But apart from you're selling the risk or buying the risk that the horse will or won't win that particular race. Yeah, it's still gambling, but we're gambling on the volatility of prices and the way that odds move and so on.
Speaking of gambling, let's go to line 5 and one of my favourite men in the world, Mr. Gary Wiltshire. Good morning.
Good morning, Henry. Good morning, Peter. It's a fun day, Peter. You should be on any day by National Day. Henry, why have you got the expert on Grand National Day? Have him on next week. Have him on the following week. I'll come in with you in the studio and we'll have a chat. But we don't want him here today. It's Grand National Day. We don't want clever people, Henry. We want the mugs that are like what we are.
Well, I thought if you were having... me and you on, well, then there were two mugs, and then we'd have a grown-up.
Exactly, yeah. We need a clever one in the middle to be the referee.
Yeah. Let's go to the Masters.
OK. It's one of the issues that I have with the Masters now is because Rory McIlroy is doing so well, it almost puts me off wanting to place a bet or a position on the Masters because I'd love him to win. Whereas if I was going to do something this evening on the Masters, I'm honestly looking for McIlroy to make a mistake and get the opportunity to lay him at a very low price. In other words, bet for him not to...
Using the word lay, that means to bet against him, as it were.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. So what's your day now? You're going to go home to the missus and look at a whole bank of screens, and she's going to say, we've got to go to the Oracle and get something for supper, and you're going to say, well, just in a moment. And you're going to fiddle with your computer and make $4,000 in the afternoon.
Well, the day actually started for me at 3 o'clock this morning.
Oh, stop.
So...